Hi, my name is Katie Newville, and my mapping project is asking if there is a correlation between education and the number of vacations taken in Europe by region. Um, oh. Let's face it, there are a lot of places in Europe to see the sights, relax, and have a good time. But what if you already live in Europe? Do Europeans travel within their own countries for vacations? Yes, they do, a lot. In this presentation, I'm going to explore why they do that, how often, and if college-level education has anything to do with certain regions taking more or fewer vacations. Considerably more Europeans take vacations than Americans do, and they also do a wider range of travel, including overseas, when compared to the U.S. Without going into terrorism fears, crime statistics, and financial burdens from the American perspective, let's go right to the most talked about reason for Europeans traveling more often: vacation days. European takes more vacations than Americans because the United States is the only developed country in the world without a single legally required paid vacation day or holiday. By law, every country in the European Union has at least 4 work weeks of paid vacation. Austria, which guarantees workers the most time off, has a legal minimum of 22 paid vacation days and 13 paid holidays each year. The average private sector U.S. worker receives 16 paid vacation days and holidays. 1 in 4 Americans does not have a single paid day off. There is no law in the U.S. that says Americans have the right to a paid vacation day. According to a report by the Center for Economic and Policy Research, European countries lead the world in guaranteeing paid leave for its workers. Among OECD countries, 16 of the 18 most generous governments when it comes to paid vacation are in Europe. This is a map of the entire world, and I didn't make this map. I just thought it was very interesting because it shows all of the countries that participate in paid holidays and which countries do it the most. I think it's interesting that South America and Europe are both very high in how many days, also Australia, and then America is at 0. Just very interesting. Spain and Germany are among the most holiday happy, both offering 34 days of paid leave each year, and Belgium requires 30. These numbers include both mandatory vacation and public holidays. CEPR reports that the United States is the only nation among advanced economies that does not provide a legal guarantee of paid leave. New Zealand and Australia ensure, respectively, 30 and 28 days of paid leave, and Canada's federal government stipulates 19 paid days, with some provinces adding an additional time. Even in Japan, where thousands commit suicide every year because of work-related stress, all employees are guaranteed 10 paid vacation days. This is a chart that's focused on vacations, so country of origin for outbound tourism trips for 2014. What I focused on was Europeans leaving their own country of origin and going on a vacation, and just how many people did that per country. It's a very simple chart, and really what I wanted to show is just how many vacations each country is taking, just each person per country. It's amazing. It's a lot. It's wonderful. And Luxembourg, wow, that's not a very big country. This is another chart that I found. This is a map I did not create, and the European countries showing where the most vacation days were given. I found this an interesting comparison to the information that I made out of my maps, and we will discuss this again. Okay, I made this crazy map. Some college, tertiary is the term used in Europe for college level, but so not I graduated from college, but I went to college some or more per region. So what I specifically was looking at was whether education levels affected the number of vacations people in Europe were taking. My hypothesis was that higher education meant better paying jobs, so therefore more vacations. Let's look at the two maps and compare the research. So in this map, you can see that the red countries are the ones that were taking that have the least amount of college, some college or more people based on the population. So it doesn't matter how many people are in the population, it's just how many people a part of that population have some college or more. So the countries with the most are Ireland, Norway, Finland, and this very, very tiny little Luxembourg, which is also where people take the most vacations. And we will come back and compare this more. This chart is basically explaining what that map is about. This is the population for each country, and then this shows the amount of that population that is college, some college or more educated. So it's very wide range. This is the second map that I made. It got a little stretched out. I don't know what happened. I'm going to probably have to go back and fix that. The number of vacations per region. So three countries had both the lowest number of vacations taken per year at less than the 0.56 LQ and also the lowest concentration college-educated people. And that was, well, first let's talk about what this map is about, sorry. So, the purple nations are the ones who are taking the most vacations. That's France, Czech Republic, Denmark, Sweden, and Finland. In this map, any red country is basically a country where there wasn't enough information to create a number. So really in this one, red just doesn't count. The lowest amount of vacations is really the pink one, as you can see. So this map makes some of the countries look a little funny. Spain is blue, they're the second highest. Germany, Ireland here, and then as you remember, Ireland was one of the higher educated ones. So as I studied these maps and I tried to make some correlations, I really struggled to do that. So the three countries that had both the lowest number of vacations taken per year and also the lowest concentration of college-educated people were the Ukraine, which there, Romania and Italy, and that's it. Does this mean anything? All the other countries that are in the middle for both number of vacations taken and concentration of college-educated people are an interesting mix. But for the most part, there is a similar trend of there being more vacations where there is more college education, but not enough that it's a screaming connection. And then this is a chart of that map's information. So again, here's the entire population, and this is the number of vacations taken per country, Finland being the most. Now let's compare these two maps. None of the countries that are offered the most vacation days take the most vacations. I thought that was really interesting. We'll bring up that other map in just a minute. We already looked at the three lowest correlating. The one that stands out, the only one that is at the top for each map, is Finland. So Finland has the highest concentration of college-educated people, and Finland also takes the most vacations. Does that mean anything? I can't say because it's just not across the board by any means. There's no other country that they match up at all. There's some that are close. There's a lot that are close, and I think obviously there is going to be based on income. But what is called into question is the fact that there are countries that don't have a very high concentration of college-educated people compared to the higher ones, they're still taking many vacations. So let's look at, for fun, just the number of vacation days. None of the countries offered the most vacation days take the most vacations based on population. These are Portugal, Spain, Germany, and Austria. The countries that take the most vacations are France, which get 30 to 32 days, and which less than the cap, but not far from it. Czech Republic, which is offered the least amount of vacation days, 23 and below, and Sweden and Finland, which are both offered 24 to 26 days of paid vacation. Remember that the only one of these countries that has the highest level of concentrated college-educated people is Switzerland. Nope, Finland. Oops. The other three countries have varying levels from low to mid-range number of college-educated people based in population. Conclusion? I feel very little was gained from comparing the information. I'm disappointed. I thought it'd be more obvious. I believed that I would find that the more a population per region had college-level education citizens, the more those citizens would be taking vacations. This being based on income, more flexible time with work, etc. The truth is, I found no conclusive variable linking vacation to education, nor specifically to more days of paid vacation. It seems that certain countries take more vacations based on something else, perhaps culture, but comparatively, Europe vacations more than Americans, and it is probably partly because of the number of given paid vacation days. I have decided to move to Europe, is my final conclusion. And these are my citations. I used all websites, mainly this eceuropa.eu Eurostat for my statistics that I used. And thank you very much.